Are you tired of being weighed down? Have you fallen asleep on your health? This is your wake up call with my dad, Keith, my husband, Kyle, and me, Ashley.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 82, and this is your wake up call. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Got the whole crew here, and it is Focus Friday, where we look at an idea, discuss it. But it's an idea that helps us improve, move ahead, or motivate us to do even better. So, what is our Focus Friday thought for today?
Stop saying I wish and start saying I will.
Stop saying I wish and start saying I will. Well, I think there's a whole mentality. It's really just a major difference in mentality, with what you say. People want to say when a lot, like when I do this or when I do this, or, one day when this happens, or, I just wish this would happen. I wish this would happen. Honestly, we spend a lot of time in our life wishing our life away. We just wish it away. We sit around and we talk about all the stuff we wish would happen, but we never take action on it. Now, I think what they're trying to get at is, dreaming is great, but action is everything.
Yes.
Dreaming is great, but action is everything. You can dream all day long, but if you don't do anything about it, it don't mean a hill of beans. It's pointless. I always think about, it makes me think of like when you're a kid, and back when I was a kid, I'm going to show my age, we had the wish book, right? At Christmas. What would you do with that wish book?
Circle what you want.
J.C. Penney's would put out that wish book, and big old catalog.
Didn't all the department stores have one? Didn't like Sears put one out too, and Macy's and all of them?
Toys R Us had one. Rest in peace.
Oh.
Toys R Us had a.
Are they finally over? Or are they gone now?
Yeah, they're done.
Their doors are closed.
Done. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
So, you'd get your wish book and you'd circle everything you want. That's great and grand. Didn't mean you were going to get it, though.
It depends on your Santa.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you say wish sometimes, excuse me, for some people, wish implies they don't have any control over it.
Right.
It's like being a kid and wanting a new bicycle. You don't really have any control yourself. All the control is with your parents or whoever may buy that bicycle.
Right.
And so when you say wish, if you're implying it's up to somebody else, and you're in trouble right there. It's like Kyle said, you're the one that has to take action. If you're going to achieve anything.
That's right. And I picked this because it's, I said earlier this week, this just been a tough week for me, for my brain, for some reason. And I know I've touched on this before, but with this whole thing, it is all mental. The whole thing is. Everything starts with your brain. So if I go around my whole life saying I can't eat that, or I can't, work out today, or
I just can't do that,
or I just can't. Well, if you keep saying I can't, this is kind of the opposite way of saying I wish, but if you're in that mentality where you just say I can't do it all the time, well, you're not going to do it because you have no control. But if you start saying I won't, like, oh, I can't have that fried chicken. No, you can, but you won't, right? You're taking control over it. Like, I'm deciding I will not eat that. Well, same thing. If you're saying, well, I wish I could, be athletic. I wish I could run a mile. Well, how about you say, well, I'm going to. I will run a mile. Because once you take control over it, you got to do something to make it happen. When it becomes yours, when you have the power, you have the control, then it becomes something that you can do. Mm-hmm. And like y'all said, you're not waiting around waiting for somebody else to do it for you. And that goes with your diet, and that goes with your exercise, and it goes with everything in life, really. You wish you didn't have to go to work anymore. Well, you got to get up and say, I will go, or I'm going to do something to build my own business where I don't have to anymore, right? You've got to set that goal and make it happen. You can't just wait around.
I think the difference between can't and wish, though, is when you say I can't, it is a self-esteem issue. If you say I wish, it is a fatalistic issue. You believe that you never did have control in the first place. Whereas when you say I can't, you're forfeiting control. So I wish kind of just makes it like, well, if fate says it's possible, if fate lets it happen, then it happens.
I wish I could lose 100 pounds. Maybe one day.
Yeah. I want to reinforce this too with the idea of you need to be writing your goals down. Research shows unequivocally that if you write your goal down, you are more likely to accomplish it than if you just even repeat it verbally. So, when you're thinking about your goals, there's a concept called SMART goals where it's just an acronym. So your goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, yeah. So it's something that can actually happen. They're realistic. And they're time sensitive. So, where you say, I will lose 50 pounds in the next 5 months, or by X date, right? And you write that down, that's a SMART goal. Because now you've set yourself up for, okay, here's my deadline. Here's how much I have to lose. Am I able to lose 10 pounds a month for 5 months? Okay, probably. So, kind of measuring it like that, helps well. So, but yeah, when you say I will, it's a shift.
You're taking ownership over it. Yeah. Right. You're owning it. You're owning what you're doing.
You understand that you have the power. And I think that's where self-esteem comes in. Because some of us have lived this life. Let's just be honest. Some of us lived life as the fat kid. And so in the back of our mind, we've got this little thing saying, hey, you're too fat. You can't do that. Hey, chubby, you're not going to make it. Hey, man, you've never run before. You can't do this. Or maybe going, hey, you know how much pain this is going to be? You're saying, man, I wish I could just do it. Which means, hey, I wish it could happen without me having to put any of the work in on it.
Well, it's like saying I wish I was a millionaire. Well, chances are none of us are ever going to win the lottery. So you got to do something to get there, you know.
Well, you got to play to win first off. So
Well, anyway.
But I mean, yeah, it's like sitting around and saying, you know, I wish I won the lottery. Doesn't mean you're gonna win the lottery. However, if you say, you know, I will make X amount of dollars, or I will pay off my student loans, or I will do this, then now that's going to change your mindset. You're going to be looking ahead as to, okay, I said I will do this. How do I accomplish that? Well, you know, you're going to have to stop eating out if you're going to pay off your student loans, or, you know.
You know, this counts towards your character as well. Especially if you make your goals known. Like what we're doing right now, you know, who knows how many people are listening? It might be 3. I don't know. But, you know, we also are on social media, and anything we put out there is basically saying, I will do this. I will get healthy. And look, I am doing it. So if you go around telling people what you're going to do and then you don't do it,
yeah, they're going to find out.
I mean,
that's just something about your character.
That's a huge blow, right?
Yeah.
You know? And that's part of why this time it was hard, because we've gone out there and said that we're going to lose the weight on multiple occasions, and we keep giving up, you know? And I think that's part of where my anxiety for next week is going on, because most of these people have seen me try and fail at doing this. And I have anxiety about bringing my own food to camp next week.
Well,
because that's going to make, you know.
Here's the thing, though. No one should ever slight you for failure. No one should ever. And what I mean by that is, everyone fails. So the idea that failure is a bad thing, you know, and I see what you're saying. From a character-wise, it hurts your integrity or your legitimacy or your authority in the situation. However, what you've learned through your failure has helped your success this time. So
I agree with that.
That's what we learned the last time. You know, and I think people who've never had to struggle with it
don't understand it.
Just don't get it. They just don't understand it. Because they can go out here and eat a box of, you know, Hostess cakes.
They could eat the whole menu at McDonald's and not gain a pound. Some people.
Yeah. And some of us, if we smell a French fry, we're going to gain a pound. So
that's me.
Yeah. I think when people start to get into the I wish, part of that comes from just frustration and desperation. It is, you know, I just wish I could just lose this weight, because they're tired. I mean, they failed, and they're allowing that failure to define them. And so they get down and out about it. And instead of revisiting and learning from what they messed up on the last time, they allow it to just define them. You know, that's why I'm not worried about next week, because you know what? I'm going to be eating my stuff, and people are going to ask questions or make faces when they say, "What are you eating?" And I'm going to say, you know, I'm eating vegetables first off. So it's not rocket science. It comes from an animal, not eating it. Well, and then, of course, we've talked about nobody cares about how much protein you're getting until you tell them that you're not eating meat. But I think, that I wish comes out of desperation sometimes. It's just, we get discouraged, and we want that path of least resistance. We want that easy way out.
That's a good point right there.
A lot of people want to play the lottery, They
want to get rich quick.
They want to
without the work.
They have this mentality that just if they just got, okay, we're getting in deeper stuff here, because the mentality is, if I was just rich, it would take care of all my problems. My problems would go away. If I was just skinny, my problems, my personal problems, who I am as a person and the things I deal with, would just disappear. Now, physically, on some level, that may be true. But if you're not changing the way you're eating, guess what's going to happen? I mean, this goes back to gastric, too. You have all these people, I just wish I was skinny, so they, in desperation, seek this out. And I understand there's some people out there medically that just have to have it done because of, certain physiological issues that require, drastic measures. However, I just wish I was skinny because that's going to make everything better. Well, they don't change their eating habits, and they don't deal with the core problem that leads to them overeating or eating trash. And what happens? 6 months later, boom, they're already gaining weight again. Yeah, they lose it initially, but then they stop exercising, and because they can only eat a little bit, they eat whatever they want still, maybe even overeat, and then they just balloon back out to where they were. Doesn't take care of the core problem. When you say I wish, you are avoiding the core problem. When you say I will, you're taking it head on. You're taking ownership of it, and you're making it happen.
Yeah, when you own it, and going back to this setting goals thing, when you own it and you say I will, you think of this like a piece of paper. Maybe one column is I will, and one column is I have done, right? So if you got a list of things that you are going to do, then you get to move them over to the I've done it, right? I'm going to lose 25 pounds. Oh, I get to move it over. I have lost 25 pounds. I've done that. And then sooner or later, your I will list is going to be shrinking, and your I've already done that is going to get bigger.
Right.
And you just got to keep going from there.
You just got to do it.
You just got to do it.
Get out there and just do it.
All right, everybody, stop saying I wish and start saying I will. Own your stuff. Own it. Just get it done.
Just go out there and watch Shia LaBeouf scream at you to just do it.
That video's so stupid.
Right.
Anyway, on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you have a really good Friday. Stay focused. Say I will. Don't forget to follow us on social media or subscribe to us on your favorite platform where there are podcasts, because there are several, and we are on several, so I'm going to stop listing those. If you're listening to us right now, you're listening to us somewhere, so wherever it is, subscribe and keep coming back, and follow us on social media and let us know what's going on, what is on your I will list. We'll be back in the morning. Talk to you tomorrow.